Well, let's look at the issue of food insecurity. And since it's been in the news, the National Assembly has been holding a talk event, and the Controller General of Customs has been speaking. No fewer, it's all in all the papers, no fewer than 141 grain trucks, have been intercepted as they attempted to smuggle food out of the country, agricultural produce. There's a sense in which all of this sort of links back together. People say there's food scarcity. There are analysts who are saying, no, there's no food scarcity. There's just a lack of money, a lack of availability. People can't afford the food that is available. Well, it still ends up as less food coming into the home. So we'll look at that this morning and the part that smuggling is playing in this whole scenario. Why are people smuggling produce? Why are they trying to smuggle it out to neighboring countries? Well, again, that's a no-brainer. You don't need, it's not rocket science. It goes back to the condition of the naira, and so it is said that people, all these people who are engaging in these dubious practices, it's all about hedging their bets. The CFA, would you believe it, is in a better shape than the naira, so they'd rather go across the border, get it in CFA, and then do the conversions, and they are well ahead. But I have an expert who will put us proper in what the situation is like, and this is the Chief Lecturer, Waziri Umaru Federal Polytechnic, Birnin Kebbi. He joins us by, Zoom, and I'd like to thank him for that. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much for making the time for us. Well, should I not be saying Alhaji Waziri Umaru, or is it Chief Waziri Umaru?
The institution is named after our traditional ruler, Waziri Umaru, Federal Polytechnic.
Okay, and you good sir, are Bello Alkali.
Yes, sir.
Indeed. Well, again, thank you very much. So he's Chief Lecturer at the Waziri Umaru Federal Polytechnic, Birnin Kebbi, in Kebbi State.
Yes.
Okay, this situation, well, the border guards would appear to be doing a great job, but then it still is surprising, perhaps, that Nigerians are actually involved in this practice of, and I don't know if you want to call that smuggling. I mean, if 141 trucks in broad daylight were trying to cross the border into neighboring countries, talk to me about that and the effect it could have. We're talking about 141 in the past 2 weeks. Can such figure, not saying that that is the exclusive figure, but could such a figure really affect the availability and consequently price of food in Nigeria?
Certainly, it will, because you mentioned just 141. On the average, for in Kebbi to Nigeria, there are at least 300 trucks going out every night. You can come with your cameras and see for yourself. Let alone when you go to Sokoto Ilele border, you see them queuing, over 300 of them trying to cross to Nigeria for many reasons. One, Nigeria is a very, very poor country. They don't have food. Secondly, the naira is weak, very, very weak indeed. When people, if you just take a guinea fowl to Nigeria, you get 3 times the volume here in Benin. And it's just a strong stroke, less than 100 kilometers, less than 30 kilometers, precisely. You cross and get a lot of money. So we are lucky. We are an agrarian economy. We have enough food. Otherwise, we would have been starving by now. But because of the depreciation nature of the naira, people go out to make money. They go out, they take this food. And there is no border, it is porous. It's a land border, no sea, no water, no nothing. You cross with camel, you cross with donkey, you cross with cars, you cross with everything. Nobody can stop it. Only aerial power can, only drones can do it. But presently food is going, and there is still food in Kebbi State. Only that the purchasing power is the main problem, and it's getting higher by the day. You buy it today, by tomorrow it will add 1 or 2%. Next tomorrow it will add 5%. Just because once you cross the border, you get triple the value. So that's the reason why smuggling cannot be stopped as long as Naira is weak. When I was young, I was buying 1,000 francs for 4 Naira. 4 Naira. Now it is over 2,000 Naira. Something I was buying for 4 Naira in the 70s. We used to cross the border to go and buy materials. Now this our Naira is valueless. It's terribly valueless. So our people, and you know, our Kebbi State, all the struggle are illiterate. So they don't have that patriotism in them.
What do you think is going on here? Seeing as, well, farmers and businessmen, some of them, they're one and the same. They're farmer, they're also businessmen, and they'll always be looking for where they can maximize their yield in terms of profit. Is this a sort of an organized thing, or is it just the usual Nigerian thing of people gravitating to where more profit can be made without realizing the impact that they are having on the economy? To them, it was a quote-unquote innocent way of, I mean, I didn't steal it, it's my produce, that market is better, so I'm going there. And now I see all these uniformed people making a big fuss. Do you think there was innocence involved in this, or no, it was a well-organized, well-thought-out, and well-understood ploy by these people? That's the part of it that I'm not too sure about.
It's not well organized. It's individualistic. Every individual carries his goods alone in case he comes across the police or their customs. They too have corruptors, and now before Nigerians were not corrupt. You can't give them money, but now they are like, as they collect money and you pass. And the borders are so long that they cannot monitor them. So it's not organized. There's no organization. Individuals go in and come out.
Yeah, but what I meant, sorry, let me try and be a bit clearer. I mean organized as in a criminal endeavor. Might these people not have been innocently thinking that I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm taking my produce to the best market available. If I were to sell it in Nigeria here, I make 100 Naira. If I were to sell it just across the border there, I'm going to make 300, 400, 500 Naira. So that's where I'm going. Is there an innocence involved with these farmers who are organizing to take their produce across the border, or is it like organized crime that some people are bad guys, and that is what I meant when I used the word organized? Are the farmers being innocent?
Farmers usually are not the smugglers. The smugglers buy from farmers. These smugglers, they know what they are doing. So many times their goods have been confiscated. Just last week, a boy from Nigeria came to my house to tell me that all his goods have been confiscated in Nigeria. Just this paper, he was exporting paper to Nigeria. All the 3 cars he used, the whole was confiscated by their security agent. So they know it is a crime. They know. But because of the fraud, the risk is worth taking, because it's a huge price. So they know what they are doing. They know it's a crime. They know it's a sin. But because of the profit, they close their eyes and cross the border. And once they make it, hallelujah.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Well, one of the reactions of the federal government is, I think the Controller General of Customs was saying that the president has directed that all such confiscated produce needs to be returned to the markets closest to where they were apprehended and sold back to them at a normal rate. Is that what do you think of that particular line of action?
It's a very, very good decision. It's a very one. We have seen it on TV that some other places, all the confiscated goods were sold at a cheaper price, including fuel. But here in Kebbi State, I was witness that fuel confiscated was sold to the Emir's Palace at a giveaway price, and other federal and state agencies. They sold it at a very cheaper price. But that of rice, I don't know about it really. I don't know what they do. Pack it to the custom house from there. I don't know.
So what do we now do? Since the way you've explained it, the farmers themselves might not really necessarily be beneficiaries of this. Some people buy it from the farmers, but they have their own intentions. They know that it's not the usual business of going on to the markets locally. Instead, they are, bypassing the local markets, wanting to take it, out of the country. So what's the next line of action? Well, apart from now, increased policing will sort of tell those kind of guys that there's not very much profit in that, and you're going to even lose your investment. But what would you suggest? Because you've said that it definitely does make an impact on the availability of food, and this reflects on the price of food as well, leading to, quite frankly, food insecurity.
Yes, the whole northern states are porous. So increase in the number of security will be very, very beneficial. Any behavior that is not rewarded is going to stop. Any behavior being punished is definitely going to stop. There will be an extinction of that behavior. But any behavior being reinforced, you meet a customer, you bribe him, you go, you make a lot of money, you come back, and tell me. So there has been enforcement because of recent in KB, some people went and killed some immigration officers along the border, maybe some arguments erupted, I don't know, but they killed them, all of them. Just 7 kilometers after being killed along the border. They killed all of the immigration officers of recent. So sometimes you just have to succumb because Smuggler is a criminal. He has weapons.
Well,
so there are a lot of problems.
Indeed.
Yes,
indeed, there are a lot of problems, and this smuggling is one of them. But it's not the only problem that we face. It has been said that yes, this is an important one, and we got to begin somewhere. But there are various aspects of this whole problem leading to what we are referring to these days as food insecurity. Are there not? There are other factors.
Yes. There are so many factors leading to food insecurity. You see, the price of a gallon of petrol. I used to farm. I was buying it 500 naira a gallon. Now it is 4,000 a gallon. I stopped farming. So the cost of PMS has stopped me from farming and so many individuals. And the one problem, you see a smuggler go into somebody's farm. Before harvest, you say, okay, how much is a sack of rice? Okay, it's sold in the market for 40,000. Paddy rice. You say, okay, I'll pay you 25 so that you'll be able to buy full and water your rice. He has no option than to leave it 25,000. Get this money, buy fuel, water it instead of losing it all. It's better to get something out of it. So price of PMS is a very, very big problem here. Number two, we need solar pumps. We have a lot of sunshine. We need solar pumps. Once we get them, I tell you, Nigeria will be food secure. But with this machine that are using petrol, only the big ones can afford it. Only the big farmers can afford it. All the small ones, like this year's harvest, the rain stopped early. You have to water it to reach the finish line, but they could not. It was abandoned. They lost it all, so many people. So we need at least some compensation to farmers, some incentives to farmers so that they will be able to produce. These are peasant farmers. There is no mechanized farming in Kebbi State, Sokoto State, Namzen, all the northern states. No mechanized farming. We used to have tractor hiring units in building Kebbi owned by the government, but now we don't have it. We don't have it. You want to till your land, you bring manual labor, they spend 100 tills the land, which a tractor can do within 3 hours. I used to farm rice. I will go with a tractor, within 1 hour, it will do my job. That's all. But now the tractor hiring unit is no more there. You can't have any access to any tractor. You can't have, even the diesel, it's not subsidized. It's very expensive. So even the tractor owners, if they give you price, you put your hand in your head and cry over your head because supply will be too high. So we have to go on mechanized farming. The government has to come to subsidize agriculture, whether it is a state or the federal, but they have to subsidize agriculture, especially the dry season farming, which has no risk, because the rainy season is very risky. A flood can come. You can't communicate during flooding. You will not see a single grass over a radius of 30 kilometers. It's all covered with water, which means everybody will suppose zero that year. So people now have to go on dry, which once you invest, you get. Once you invest, you get. But now the investment is so high, you must be stinkingly rich to be a good farmer. Because even the fertilizer is expensive. The manure, you need a tractor to transport your manure to the farm. So all the process is a curious because of lack of money. Lack of money. Peasant farmers cannot afford dry season farming now. Only the few big boys can do it. Only a few big boys can do dry season farming. But all the talakawas have stopped, including myself.
So what do you think of efforts that the Minister of Agriculture was saying were sort of on hand to, through irrigation, enable farmers who normally would, as it is at the moment, farm for 4 months and be idle for 8 months. But with, the spread of irrigation, then farmers would be able to farm year-round. That's the idea. What do you think of its implementation, and how optimistic are you that this is where we need to be? Because it links back to what you said earlier about we need to go industrial in our farming. We need to go beyond the sustenance farming to actually producing in commercial quantities.
Yes. Why there is a political will, there is nothing impossible. I used to farm in Zamfara State, Mafara in particular, where irrigation was fully implemented by the government. Go to your farm by 7 or 8 p.m., so open the dam. You open your own farm, when it is full to capacity, you close it and go back home. Till tomorrow again. The irrigation is the best form. No cost at all, and is the best. Anytime you need water, you open your own farm, it will go in. When you are okay, you close it. It is flowing like a river. So that is the best. But we need a political will. This Bakalori Dam was done in the 70s. And Shagari also, during his during revolution, he helped a lot. But when the military took over, everything scattered. Go to Mafara, you see billions of dollars being wasted there. Heavy investment by the federal government. I'm sure it is over 10 million or $100 million worth. Italian companies who are brought to Mafara, they did the irrigation, they did everything, the dams were created. Now there is water, but there is no pump to pump it through irrigation so that people will go to Mafara. It is a mockery of itself. But if you say 20, 30 years ago, you come from Mafara, even the weather, the climatic condition was just excellent. Rice, maize, beans, let alone sweet potato. Any small portion of land will give you a trailer load of potato. Of course, it needed water. Potato need a soft place. So because it's being watered, it will expand. I used to farm in Mapara.
Okay.
But now...
One moment, sir. One moment, sir. Let me bring in Yahoo, who has called in from Adamawa. Good morning, Yahoo.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you for giving me opportunity to be part of this program. And I want to welcome your guest, Mr. Waziri. And Mr. Waziri has already spoke everything. In respect of the issue of farming, it's not everybody can afford now to farm, like what you have said now. In the case of buying petrol for the generators, no anyone that can afford now to buy a liter of petrol to fuel the generator, understand. When you talk to diesel now, diesel is 1,700, 1,800, more especially in the northeast now, in my region, Adamawa. So there are problems of insurgency. You can't go to farm now. Even if you go to farm, somebody will go and kidnap you. So it's for the government now to invest on this agricultural sector so that we will not be having a problem of shortage of food in our country, Nigeria. And there are needs for the government to at least encourage industries, more especially the milling companies, to do more milling companies. Just so by giving them opportunity to create milling companies can stop the farmers for taking rice to other foreign countries, because the companies will start looking for the farmers to buy all the paddy rice and then mill it for our citizens in Nigeria. So we are calling on our new government, the Renew Hope government, to at least give more people opportunity to invest, to open companies, more especially the milling companies. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to be part of this program. I'm Yao Alaji Umar Babai from Adamawa. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for coming on the program. So, well, Mr. Alkali, you heard him there.
Yes.
And let me seize this opportunity to ask you, as a stakeholder, your impressions on, because he spoke about the new government, renewed hope agenda. What are your impressions on efforts so far, as well as those ongoing in this direction?
I'm a bit sentimental. I like Tinubu so much. I so much believe in him because of what he did in Lagos. I believe in him. Let him have the political will. He will do it. I know him. He will do it. I believe in him. Once there is political will, anything can be done. Once we can get subsidy on farming or on food or what, it just needs some subsidy. If there are going to be a fuel station for farmers, go and buy it cheaper. Without subsidized by the state government, by the local government, it's in order. But it is going on now. As it is going on. Now, as you talk about mills, we have over 20 rice mills in Birnin now. But there is no paddy. There is no paddy rice to take to the mills.
All right.
Yes. So we need incentives.
Okay. You are optimistic. As you said, you like him so much, but I was going to come and ask you, what are the things, as somebody who is in that sector, would be advising the president to concentrate his attention on, because he's going to be relying on advisors and all of that. But Ada in Jos has called in. Good morning, Ada.
Good morning, Yuri, and your guest there. The Bello Alkali. I started calling from Jos State. Yuri, I am really fed up hearing, I always hear that our borders are porous. What has been done about our borders? You know, are people not there kept there to police their borders? I have never heard of anybody being sanctioned. That's why criminality is lucrative in Nigeria. That explains it. So even if you use the technology and the people who are managing the technology are not ready to compromise, you will still have problems unless you punish people. So this smuggling now, they're talking about smuggling. Yes, just like I heard you, ask some number that what if the people start doing a genuine business and all whatnot. And what you're saying, there's some sense in it. You know, as long as they are doing genuine business, then they have to be punished. You now take their goods, go and auction it, and then some people who are buying it, they have auction or whatever price you say you put on it, some people are still going to buy it and go back and sell it again. That's what happened in Lagos. The first time, the ones they released there and said there were 4,000 people benefit from it, and most of the people who benefited from it were not even vulnerable people. Does it make sense? So we're not doing the right thing. All I want to urge to President Tinubu is that I've been an advocate of fuel subsidy, but the way it is going, all I want him to do now is to find a way of getting our refineries working, that of done to and the rest of them. Let them produce fuel. Most of the rising price of food and services revolves around that fuel and diesel, especially fuel. You know, that is the problem. And then let's go into mechanized farming. Look at Ukraine. They are at war, but yet they are giving us grains. It's not rocket science because they plan. So then I'm also using the opportunity to appeal to Mr. President not to threaten the organized labor. If you want to continue threatening them, let him solve the issue. If you continue threatening them and they decide to just bottle up, the unorganized groups, the masses that are hungry, will go into the streets. We might have a scenario like what happened in Venezuela. You know, I hope it doesn't happen that way. It's really unfortunate. But all the let's argue for Nigeria, to get better.
Thank you very much for calling in, Ada. I wonder if I should take a break now before I come back to Bello Alkali, our guest. He's the Chief Lecturer, Waziri Umaru Federal Polytechnic in Birnin Kebbi. Stay with us, please. We'll be right back.